Happy game day morning. You are seeing this video at 6 o'clock on the morning of Thanksgiving. This is usually a video that is scheduled for Wednesdays, but because of all the news yesterday, Frank Ragnow, Marcus Davenport, all the transactions that took place, I figured it was best to put this to today. So in a few hours, the Detroit Lions will be taking on the Green Bay Packers in what I hope is a much better defensive effort than they had against the New York Giants. It happens when you cannot get to the quarterback. You give up the amount of yards that the Detroit Lions gave up, but they weren't the only ones that gave up a bunch of yards. This game saw a total of 1,011 yards in the game. There were 517 from the New York Giants and 494 from the Detroit Lions. I mean, they were essentially two passes, a run and a pass away from having almost the exact amount of yards. So it wasn't just the Detroit Lions whose defense took a hit, but that's the team that we care about. So with that being said, the Detroit Lions defense took a monster hit after this game, and it's a bit disappointing. But again, with the news that we lost Josh Pascal for the year, he's not going to be able to help us. And hopefully the return of Marcus Davenport playing later today. I mean, that's all we have. He's all we got. He's the best we're going to get. So hopefully we cannot allow a showing like we did against the New York Giants. Here is what the rankings were heading into week 12. So if you are not familiar with this video, we compared the previous week to the current week. So the Detroit Lions, what they were heading into week 12 and what they are heading into week 13. So here was the Detroit Lions week 11. So heading into week 12 defensive ranking. So this was after the week 11 matchup. In total defense, the Detroit Lions were 5th. In passing defense, they were 8th. In rushing defense, they were also 8th. In sacks, they were 6th. In points per game, they were 10th. And in turnover differential, they were 8th. Well, are you guys sitting down? I hope you're sitting down, because you, my friends, are going to be needing to sit down after you see what the defensive rankings are looking like now. Someone asked me, said, why don't you compare the offense? Well, because the offense had been fine for the past couple of years, and it was the defense that couldn't catch up to the offense. So back when we had Aaron Glenn, everybody was talking about how the defense was going to get better. He was talking about how it was going to get better. And this series was to show exactly how much it got better. Now, I didn't finish it last year, but we are going to finish it this year. All right. So got to make it dramatic. Here is week 12 after week 11. And here is week 13 after week 12. Took a massive hit all the way across the board. I don't know if we've had all down arrows before. As a matter of fact, looking back at it, week 6. So after week 6, heading into week 7, we had all down arrows. But again, just so you guys can see, all down arrows. In total defense, which is yards, we are 11th, down 6 spots from the previous week, allowing 312.3 yards per game. Passing, 15th, down 7 spots, allowing 210.5 yards per game. Rushing, we are now 11th, down 3 spots, allowing 100.7 yards per game. Sacks, my favorite number in the whole wide world. We are 8th, down 2 spots at 32. Points per game, we are 12th, down 2 spots at 22.2. And point or turnover differential, we stay the same, +5. Again, if we compare it from last week to this week, this is a big deal. So last week we were in the top for the first time all season. We were in the top. We had both total defense, which is yards, and points per game in the top 10. And now we are not that bad. The red arrows make it look, well, passing was horrendous. We dropped down almost half. We went from 8th to middle of the league with that performance from Jameis Winston, allowing 366 passing yards. Sacks, we've been on a steady decline. As a matter of fact, I want to show you something why you guys think that I'm so tough on sacks. All right. I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you the previous 4 weeks. Now we're going to go back to this was week 9 heading into week 10. We were second in sacks. Week 10 heading into week 11, we were 4th in sacks. Wow. Week 11 heading into week 12, we were 6th. And now week 12 heading into week 13, we were 8th. So we've, over the past month, have slowly but surely went from second in the league in sacks to now 8th. Made a video and I said this before. You guys didn't want to believe me. Maybe you believe me after Jameis put on a show. I said that you're going to blink your eye. We're going to be out of the top 10. And before you know it, we're going to be in like 15. And the reason that Jameis was able to do what he was able to do is because we could not sack him. And when the game was on the line, our elite edge rusher got to the quarterback and ended the game. Terrion Arnold is coming back. DJ Reed came back. Eventually, we will have Kirby Joseph. That will help. But maybe this will end the discussion about who matters more. A pass rusher getting to the quarterback, in my opinion, based on numbers that I see and the determinations that I've made, is more important than having a lockdown secondary. We saw Jerry Jacobs, who is not the best corner, get interceptions because of our pass rush. Got to be able to get to the quarterback. If I'm not mistaken, if I read the tweet correctly, I don't know if this meant all year or just during week 12, that Jared Goff had the third least amount of time to pass, and that Jameis Winston had either the longest or top 3. The Detroit Lions, Jameis Winston had almost 3.5 seconds to throw the football. The average is 2.7. The average around the league of a quarterback from snap to release is 2.7. Jameis had almost 3.5. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Pass rush matters, ladies and gentlemen. Pass rush matters. So I want you to sit again. This is not the best. We just dropped. We dropped a long way in total yards. We fell out of the top 10. Points per game, we fell 2. But that total yards, which is total defense, went from 5 to 10 or to 11. And that's a big deal. That's a big deal. So hopefully with the return of Marcus Davenport, the return of Terrion Arnold, the eventual return of Kirby Joseph, hopefully that will do this defense some good. Josh Pascal is not an option, so he's gone. He's not going to be able to come help us. We don't really have a ton of folks on the practice squad. Andre Carter II, we let the Steelers, I believe, come poach him. So this is our team. Now, I am truly excited about Frank Ragnow, but I do not want the Detroit Lions to waste the return of Frank Ragnow from lack of a pass rush. That'd be something, man. So anyway, we got a game to play today. We have a game to play, a must-win game if the Detroit Lions want to get back in the playoffs. A win puts the Detroit Lions back in the playoffs. A loss keeps them out. If they lose, no matter what happens around the league in Week 13, the Lions will not enter the playoffs heading into Week 14. And we got some pretty tough games coming up. Frank Ragnow won't be able to go, most likely, into the Rams game. We've got 3 consecutive NFC opponents. Then we have, out of the 6 games left, 5 of them are NFC, 3 of them are in the division, outside of the Rams and Cowboys. And then they just plopped the Steelers in there. And who knows? They're going to be playing for their playoff lives as well. So let's go get this dub today. Let's not wait 4 4.25 quarters to get a sack. Let's hope that Marcus Davenport comes back and makes an immediate impact. Let's hope that Al-Quadin Muhammad gets off the milk carton. And let's hope that Aiden Hutchinson can catch up with Micah Parsons in sacks. I'll just say this, man. Looking at these numbers, like, I was ecstatic. And don't get me wrong, I am ecstatic that Frank Ragnow is back. But when you get over that excitement, or it kind of, you come down from that initial high of realizing, yo, your Pro Bowl All Pro center came out of retirement, and that is enough to save your season potentially. Then you start to realize, yo, wait a minute. You start to see numbers like these and be like, yo, again, I showed you that we have been gradually dropping out from second to fourth to sixth to eighth. We have been decreasing over the last 4 games. That we legitimately have a problem getting to the quarterback. And yet again, that might be the problem that keeps us out of the Super Bowl. But you know what? We're going to worry about that another day. Right now, we're going to worry about the Green Bay Packers. We're going to worry about the Thanksgiving Day game. We're going to worry about the Black Friday shopping. That's what we're going to worry about right now, because we got all offseason to worry about that other stuff. Just don't waste the return of Frank Ragnow, because who knows? He might not be here next year. This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. Hopefully you got some coffee. It's because of your support I get to do what I do. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. Speaking of YouTube, don't forget, we're live streaming the game at 12:15. We're doing the watch party. We're doing the post-game show. And if you are subscribed for a week or more, you can join the pregame tailgate as well. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. The next time I see you will be before the game, but hopefully the Lions will be back in the playoffs shortly after that.